Welcome to Mercury and Venus Retrograde Survival Guide. Hey Cosmic Navigators, if one retrograde wasn't enough cosmic weather to handle, we've got a double retrograde situation happening right now. That's right, both Mercury and Venus are doing their backward dance at the same time. But before you hide under the covers until April, grab your coffee because I'm breaking down exactly how to not just survive, but actually thrive during this rare cosmic event. And welcome to the final installment of our three-part retrograde series. In part 1, we covered the essential Mercury retrograde basics, those key dates from March 14th to April 7th, and practical survival tips. In part 2, we got super personalized with how Mercury retrograde affects your specific house placement. And today, we're tackling the fascinating double impact of having both Mercury and Venus retrograde. This is a somewhat rare cosmic occurrence, and it creates a unique energy that affects our relationships, communication, values, and so much more. So let's unpack what happens when the planet of communication and the planet of love both decide to review their life choices at the same time. Quick recap refresher on our timeline. Mercury goes retrograde on March 14th late in the evening in Aries, moving back into Pisces on March 29th and going direct on April 7th. Meanwhile, Venus has been retrograde since March 1st in Aries and will move back into Pisces on March 27th, staying retrograde through till April 12th. Note, some days on retrogrades differ based on time zone, or some may be a day off one way or the other due to exact time and where you look for the dates. Often they're based on UTC, and so those times might be different depending where you live. So we have a fascinating overlap period where both planets are retrograde, both moving from fiery Aries back into dreamy Pisces within days of each other. This creates a very specific energy pattern that we're going to decode today. Venus themes. While Mercury is governing communication and information processing, Venus rules a completely different domain: love, relationships, beauty, aesthetics, pleasure, and values, including finances. During Venus retrograde, these areas come up for review, and you might reconnect with past loves or relationship patterns. They may just creep into your DMs too. Reassess what you truly value and desire, reconsider your relationship with money and resources, feel drawn to revamp your appearance or aesthetic or your brand. Venus retrograde has this way of making us question, do I really love this? Whether this is a person, a possession, or even part of yourself. And real quick before we continue, if you're finding this double retrograde guidance helpful, hitting that subscribe button would be amazing. It helps more people discover these practical cosmic translations, and you'll be notified of future transit breakdowns. Plus that like button, it actually sends a little cosmic high five back to Venus and Mercury, letting them know we're working with their energy, not against it. Okay, not really, but it does help this reach others who might need it. Now let's talk about the Aries-Pisces interplay. What makes this double retrograde extra spicy is the sign shift happening for both planets. Both are moving from Aries into Pisces, backwards into Pisces. Aries energy is all about action and initiative, independence and self-focus, assertiveness and directness, passion and impatience, while Pisces energy represents very different things: intuition and dreams, surrender and flow, spirituality and compassion, boundaries dissolving. So during the first part of this double retrograde, mid-March, we have both communication and relationships being filtered through the impatient, me first, Aries energy. But in retrograde mode, this can manifest as frustration when things don't move at your preferred pace, relationship tensions where neither person feels heard, impulsive communication about relationship matters, and revisiting old conflicts with new fire. Then, as both planets slide back into watery Pisces in late March, the energy shift dramatically to confusion about what was once clear, emotional overwhelm in communication, which might also affect open emotional center people even stronger. Open G center would also really hit this harder than perhaps other people might feel it. Blurred boundaries in relationships, struggle enough as is, am I right? Intuitive insights about past patterns. It's like going from, I know exactly what I want, and why aren't you giving it to me, to, wait, what do I want again? And are we even speaking the same language anymore? Gate influences. Then we get into gate influences. For those familiar with human design, there's another fascinating layer here. Both retrogrades connect with specific gates that add nuance to this transit. Venus and Mercury retrogrades start, both of them, in gate 21, which is all about control versus freedom, being a control freak versus allowing your life to unfold, obsessively controlling resources versus trusting in abundance, holding on too tight versus releasing your grip. Then, as they continue its retrograde, they both move into gate 17. So on March 11th, Venus is moving into gate 17. And so it will be in gate 17 when Mercury begins its retrograde in 21. So we'll have this interplay between them, and then Mercury will move into gate 17 a few days later. And so what we see with gate 17 is opinionated perspectives versus openness to alternatives, judging others versus seeing multiple viewpoints, and seriousness versus levity and play. These gates, especially for those with open will and ajna centers in human design, can bring up major conditioning around a few different areas: how you handle money and resources, your relationship with control, how fixed your opinions are, your ability to see multiple perspectives. The key is recognizing when you're in design versus when you're responding to transit pressure. Some ways we can do this. So how do we actually navigate this double retrograde without losing our minds? Here are my practical integration strategies. Communication about relationship needs extra care. When both communication and relationship planets are retrograde, misunderstandings about relationships are practically guaranteed. Triple check important relationship communications, and maybe save big relationship talks for after April 7th if possible. Past patterns will resurface. Use them as teachers. Both retrogrades bring the past back around instead of getting stuck in loops. Ask, what can I learn from this pattern showing up again? Balance action with reflection. The Aries energy wants immediate action, while retrograde energy and later Pisces influence calls for reflection. Try to honor both. Reflect before acting, then take aligned action. Financial decisions deserve extra scrutiny. With both Mercury and Venus affecting financial decision-making, this isn't the ideal time for major financial commitments. If you must make them, review all of the details carefully. Beauty refreshes over makeovers. Venus retrograde often makes us want to drastically change our appearance, but results can be disappointing. Opt for subtle refreshes rather than complete overhauls. The time to dye your hair a crazy color. Use your human design authority as your anchor. Your authority is your most reliable guide during this double retrograde confusion, as well as just in general for your life. Emotional authorities wait out the emotional wave before making relationship or communication decisions. Sacral authority, check your gut response to retrograde opportunities. Splenic authority, trust immediate intuitive hits about retrograde situations. Ego heart authority, is this retrograde promise truly something you want to stand behind? Self-projected authority, speak retrograde insights out loud to hear if they resonate. And our beautiful reflectors, take the full cycle to process retrograde information. Muscle testing is a great way to help integrate and use these insights coming through. And remember to use our muscle testing to hack our authority when questions are unclear. You could try this combined muscle testing question. Is this communication or relationship dynamic aligned with my authentic values right now? And wrapping up, remember this double retrograde isn't cosmic punishment. It's a powerful opportunity to realign both how you communicate and what you truly value. Think of it as the universe giving you a chance to edit both the words you speak and the relationships you nurture. By understanding the Aries-Pisces energy shift, honoring your human design authority, and implementing these practical strategies, you can navigate this double retrograde with grace and even discover valuable insights along the way. I'd love to hear how this double retrograde is showing up for you. Drop a comment sharing your experience or any questions you have about navigating these cosmic waters. And if you found this 3-part series helpful, sharing it with a friend who's feeling the retrograde confusion might just make their day. Remember, we're all in this cosmic weather together. And until next time, trust your design, follow your authority, and know that even retrogrades are happening for you, not to you.